All right, so Gabe's been working on that yoga ball. We started Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is day 5. So your hand's gonna be like this. And just like the yoga ball, wherever I push, you're gonna redirect it, right? You had left, right, up, down. So if I push up, you're redirecting the ball up. And you also with the ball, what did you do? You kind of leaned in and you stepped into. So I push up, yes. And I push this way, yes. And I push this way, good. And if I push down, nice. So you're actually using your whole body to kind of redirect my energy towards you. So you could think, because you're using your arm, that it's kind of like your arm is steering me, but then your body with that step is moving me. That makes sense? So like wherever I grab you here, if I want to push into you and you want to move me that way, your hand starts it, but then your body finishes it. So your body's gonna be, yes, exactly. So that step should come naturally, because just like where you're working on the ball, so imagine on the red ball here, and you push your hand that way, we'll keep going there and go back. We're doing reps like this. On the red ball, you're on the wall. So wherever I'm pushing, yes, you're stepping forward and right into that. Same thing if I push you up, you push, nice. So all you're doing here is essentially, we were talking about that universal shield. You created that universal shield from a distance with all the blocks and everything, but then that universal shield happens from the clinch too. Wherever I'm pushing, you're kind of redirecting me away from your center. Yes. Yes. Yep. Does that make sense? So it's like your arms become the force field around your body, and you're kind of just redirecting the person wherever you want. And what's cool about that is their hands are occupied, and if we had strikes, your knees would just go right. Cool. Makes sense? Yeah. Knee shield, knee shield. Good. Shrimp away, shrimp away, shrimp away. And nice retention there. Knee shield, shrimp away. Two, 3, you know, in Street Fighter, they have like their fighting stance. They're literally just doing this, and you throw that jab, and it goes right back. It's like that shell, right? So my shell is my normal, like my right when a round starts, they're talking like this, I maintain that, and I stick things up, and then I go right back. Cool. Go. Yes. Yes. Much better. So right after you throw a shot, I'm going to try to counter back, and that's going to force you to bring your hand back a little faster. Yes.
Is it advised, or just in general, just one, like not a full-on counter, like 2 or more, just like a one shot?
If you see, it's just like that, those like right A in Pikachu, where he does, where I'm like waiting for the opportunity, I'm gonna go, boom, right? Very rarely does it work, but it's when you see like, that's a big opening, I can go for that. But every other time, just like in Smash, is those little chip damage, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
you'll see the big opportunities when my hand goes wider than normal, right? Because most of mine are straight, and then this happens, and that's the shot. Yes, make contact. There you go, that was a good. You gotta get comfortable with at least like light to medium. That's where it's gonna work. Yes. How's it going, Gabe?
Good. Yourself?
Good. So, like I was saying, the way I think about karate culture, it's kind of like in Naruto, they're talking about the will of fire, right? The will of fire is kind of like the overarching thing. So it's like Naruto carries the will of fire, his kid carries the will of fire, right? And then when those people die, the will of fire is still there. So it's kind of like at this moment in time, I'm trying my best to carry the fire of karate, but I am not karate. I am just, it's like the Olympics. I'm carrying the torch. And then the torch will get passed on to someone else, and then I disappear, right? But the fire, the karate fire, is still alive, and that's how it's been able to exist, right? A lot of people in karate, they kind of like hero worship the names, the people from like 1900s, 1800s for some reason, but they're kind of missing the whole point. And those guys never wanted themselves to be hero worshipped either, right? They were continuing on the fire from the lineage before them and stuff like that. That's kind of how I see all this stuff. We have like a platform to not only reach more people than people had in the past, because we have the internet and we have a global reach, but now it's like we're rekindling the fire. We're trying to bring back the practical karate that was of old, but at the same time knowing that it is at this moment in time that we are doing that. I'm not trying to be here in 100 years, but maybe someone else in 100 years will begin to carry that torch, if that makes sense. Any thoughts on that?
No, that makes me think of My Hero Academia too. With
Oh yeah,
like the same, similar concept.
Yeah, in that show, he chose a successor, right?
Yeah.
And then he handed it down, and he's kind of fostering him. That's kind of like the sensei-student relationship. And I think that's how it's been done since the beginning of all martial arts. But the problem with that is like, what if that guy turns evil, or what if he doesn't continue? He doesn't, and he takes it for granted and stuff like that. So. But what he stands for is like justice. He's Superman, right? So he's standing for justice, and when he saves people, he's like he becomes the symbol that he stands for. And he's just a human version of that symbol, but that symbol exists there without him. That's why another hero without those same powers can be like, I look up to All Might because he helps save people, and I am going to save people.
Yeah.
That's why it's like we're in karate, we acknowledge the people that come before us, but we cannot be, I guess, tied down to their lineage and their belief systems, because that's where it becomes very tribal, right? Because if it's like that's why in My Hero, the enemies are all people like that hate him, right? It's what he stands for.
Yeah, he stands for it,
right? I think in karate, I see it as I see it in two camps: people who train and people who don't train. And the people who don't train, I'm just trying to get them to train. But that's how I see it. But I'm not like, you gotta train Okinawan, Shorin-kan, Shorin-ryu, blah blah, Aikijutsu, blah blah, from this lineage. It's, do you train or do you not? Why don't you train? Here, let's train. That's it. And then if it's jiu-jitsu or boxing or whatever, at least they're training. People always say, like, you know, like an armed society is a civilized or happy society. It's the same thing with think of it as like there are people who don't train martial arts whatsoever because they're like, man, that's kind of brutish. It's kind of for like barbarians or whatever. Or they're like, people don't hit each other in the real world. You're gonna get sued. Why are you learning how to punch and stuff like that? But in knowing how to take care of yourself in a physical altercation, it kind of carries over to like every other scenario, especially for me, right? Because it's like I am confident in like my interviewing skills and stuff like that, but we're not fighting. It could be a verbal spar or whatever, but it's more about I can present myself well because I know fundamentally I can handle myself in an altercation, and that kind of translates to business and translates to normal everyday society, right? That's kind of how that works. That makes sense ish.
Yeah.
Cool. Any thoughts?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that all makes sense. That makes sense.
Any objections?
No.
Because I can have an objection on myself and be like, why don't you just learn speech and debate? Because that can help your interviewing skills, whatever. Right.
I guess.
And my response to that is, every single martial arts altercation, every single time I spar and roll in class is a speech and debate class in my head. And therefore, I am not only verbalizing things in my head, I am solidifying pathways, I am getting physically fit, I am having a conversation with another person every single time we touch hands. So, there.
Good answer.
That's your first attempt? Good. Nice. Ooh, and reach with your leg to go get it. Yeah. Nice. Yes, active feet. Don't let him get grips on your legs like that. Pummel your legs away. Grab his sleeves, yes. Nice. Good range management right there. Good distance. Strip away. Ooh, switch.